Good afternoon. It's July 13th, 2026. This is Ron Brown. I made some changes to the introductory charts for new users. Now, these are not just for new users, but I'm going to limit the charts that I send with the original installation to these charts. But they're certainly for everybody. And I've made some changes, and I want to show you what I've done. So when you see this video, make sure you delete your new user charts before you install the add-on. Okay. As I started using these charts, I thought there must be a way to uh, enhance them for everyone, not just new users. And what I'm going to do, and I've just grabbed this chart, and if you take a look now at my introductory charts, you're going to see several charts in here. There's a blank daily VPA signals. Here's the end of day with the warehouse view over here with all this information. Here's the intraday. So if you're tracking these intraday, that information is available here. Then here's a weekly blank chart. And then the chart that was in here before, the weekly and the comparison to the S&P 500. And then, of course, the other two charts. These, I haven't changed anything on these. Here is the context chart, and then here's the context chart with the VFB. But what I've really changed, the main thing is I took this blank chart and I duplicated it a few times. And what that allows us to do is take a tool like the trend line tool, and this is one that extends automatically. And I'll go up here to the lowest low before the highest high. And you can see that here is the highest high. Actually, let me change this. I want to go to this one, the one that extends automatically. So the lowest low before the highest high. Here's the lowest low before the highest high. And according to that, if you're just looking at the trend line was broken right here, but now you can see that it's rallied. Now, this is great. We can use all these drawing tools, and I'll show you the benefit of this here in a minute. But let's just do this. This here is a congestion area all through here. And then I'll click on this. Then I can adjust it. And I can see where this broke past resistance here and went up to the new high. But what's nice about this, and I'm just going to close that, is this trend line and this box for showing the congestion area. When I move down to the next chart, which is the VPA flags end of day, this carries through to this chart, these drawings do. So I can see how these bars and the trend lines correspond to any VPA flags. So if we look at it right here, here is a strength seen returning after a downtrend, and then it moved up. Stalled here, no VPA signal here, but here's come down here, and here's a test and an effort to rise, and then we start getting some negative VPA flags all the way down. And here the trend line is broken. No VPA flags in here, but now as this is rallied, you can see there was an effort to rise, effort to fall next day, but then a test followed by a confirmation of that test. Okay, so that carries through to here. And let's look at the end of the day. This is where it closed on the 10th, which was last Friday. And you can see the volume was light. That would be this day right here where, let's see, where was Friday? No, this is today. I'm doing this live. So this would be Friday right here. And that would be the 10th. You can see right up here the 10th. And this was, the sentiment was bullish right here on this test. Now I'm going to go down one more. Here's the same chart with these drawings being carried through to this chart, and you can see that the stock is up today 73 cents, up 3.17%, and here's a confirmation of that test right here. So those four charts, it just carries through. In fact, the fifth chart is the weekly chart, and it carries through to the blank weekly chart. So I thought this would be very helpful, especially for newcomers who like to draw trend lines and circles and whatever. But I think the most valuable part of it is going from this chart with the drawings, if you want to draw on them, to this, and then you can see where the BPA flags were triggering. Now I'm just going to go down here. This is just that chart that was in there before. And then the contextual chart, you can see the VPOC is positive. Here's a volume pocket pivot, the 3 cross the 6 clear back here. And now let's take a look at this chart. You can see that all of the moving averages are above, or the price is above all of these moving averages. And the fan is in place, so this is a green area. For the visual filter backtest, here are the trends. This trend, if you look up here, the long-term trend is still down based on that, but it's up on the medium term and up on the short-term trend. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the first one. Let's say you mark something up and you want to get rid of it. You can just bring this back up. And I'm just going to clear everything. It says clear all annotations. You can also do it with the alternate E key. I'll click on this. And then I'll go down to the other charts. And you can see that the trend line and the rectangle are gone from all of them. So it's an easy way just to get these back where they're usable. And by the way, let me do this again. Let me do one more thing. Okay, got to get the trend line here. I didn't want that one. Okay, so this is PAA. If I go to another chart, how about MU? I think I've already marked this one up. It's got a Fibonacci on it also. I need a blank chart. Sorry about that. I'll find something here. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. Apply the filter. Let's look at Northern Oil and Gas. Clearly in a very strong downtrend. But if I draw a trend line on here, and then when I go back to PAA, I just type that in, you can see that the trend line is still on here. So it should retain these trend lines for all the stocks you mark up. And if you mark up stocks, I'd suggest you put them in a watch list. I did that Today, under the user smart groups, under user groups, I'm sorry. And here's SanDisk. Let me take the filter off. Okay, here's the watch list. I just put some in. I can see what's happening today on the percentage price change, but let's look at Micron. And here is a trend line that I drew from here. Actually, I drew it from way back. Let me zoom out on this. No, I'm sorry, I did not draw from so far back. Let's do alternate 2. I did start it right here, and here's the lowest low before the highest high. And according to this trend line, and who knows if it's where it should be, but here's the lowest low right in here, and then it shot all the way up here, and then it's come down, and currently it's just below this trend line. Now, this is Fibonacci retracement, and that Fibonacci retracement begins right here. So from this point to the current point, you can see it's down about, a little more than 38.2. So somewhere in here. So it's given up that much from the high. Obviously, to play stocks like this, there's a lot of institutional hedge funds and so on that can afford to buy big numbers of these shares and deal with the daily swings. And there are a lot of daily swings. So anyway, I hope you enjoy these charts. You can see I drew this in on that. I'm not even familiar with that stock. It just came up. Let's look at AMD. You can see the trend line right here. It was broken and then went back above it, and it's broken again today. So kind of in a danger zone right now if this market continues down. Well, thanks for listening, and remember to delete the, let me bring this up, Ron Brown introductory charts before you install the add-on next time, and then you'll have these charts where you can put your drawings on, and they'll carry through to the next chart. Thanks for listening.